My name is Jennifer Williams Peterson. I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years. I joined right after high school in 2006. I did one deployment to Iraq with HMLA 773. Came back, and I had full intentions to start school when I come back, and life happened, as it does to everybody, I guess, and ended up kind of circumventing school and basically stayed on orders for a while, and then I got out in 2000, I left the unit in 2012 and then got fully out of the service in 2013. Got in the workforce and then decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to go to school. So here I am. I have 2 kids, I'm married, and I go to school. And I'm currently in interdisciplinary studies to hopefully get my degree for nursing. First of all, it's smaller. I'm familiar with technical colleges. There was a couple where I originally am from, which is Alabama. So it's I knew it was going to be a smaller atmosphere versus a 4-year and a larger college. The other side of that was cost. It's more cost efficient. It's cheaper on the wallet. And even though, yes, I am using benefits, but as a reservist, I only get 60% of my benefits. So part of that comes out of pocket. So cost-wise is really important for people such as myself. My first real big class was in a lecture hall. We have at least 100 students in there, and the first day I sat in the very back corner so I could see everybody, just to get a layout for everything. And by the next week I was sitting up front so I could see the board and be up front and be able to hear the instructor. And I think it's common for veterans just to, one, they want to get a layout, they want to get a feel for it because they don't know what to expect. On the other side of that, we also want to be successful, so we want to be there in front of the instructor so we can listen, we can hear them, we can understand, we can see the board, and be able to learn and be successful in the class. I don't think I've been treated any different, other than when people find out, they kind of look at me a little different because I guess I don't look like military versus where some people kind of stand out more. I think it's easier for me to quote unquote hide, and not that I do so purposely, but it's not just something I bring up in normal conversation. Like when I meet you, hi, hello, I'm a Marine Corps veteran. That's not how I introduce myself. I am me. If it comes up in conversation, then so be it. As far as how it's affected me in class, I think it does affect how I interact with people, just because it's my background. I'm quiet and reserved because I like to observe people first and figure out what kind of people they are. I don't like to say judge because that's kind of a harsh word, but I think it's common for us to kind of just sit back and observe people because we learn a lot doing that. And that's not just students, but also faculty. We like to see, for me personally, I like to see where they're coming from, what kind of instructor they're going to be, how they're going to interact with me personally on that level. On the other side of that, as a veteran student, I think we have more drive to be successful, and most of us we're older students. We're not the traditional just out of high school students. A lot of us have lives outside of school, jobs, families. I know I do, obviously 2 kids. So it's a balancing act. I wouldn't tell them to do it one way or the other. Again, everybody's different, and although we come from the same kind of background, everybody's path is going to be slightly different from one or the other. What I would tell them is to find somebody, to connect with other veterans. I feel like we are each other's greatest resource because we understand each other. If they're not veterans themselves, it's important for them to understand and listen. And it's hard for them to understand because they don't have that background. They don't know what we've been through, what experiences we have, what we have to offer ourselves to school, to the class, to the instructors themselves. They don't know our experiences. So it is important for them to listen, to hear us, not just to listen, but to hear and understand where we're coming from.